Hey there, good evening. As I promised, I was actually going to come live tonight and actually show you how to get this amazing 5-minute wave, like in the morning time. So my name is Trayce Madré. I want to say welcome because we have so many new members now in Restoration by Trayce Madré, and there is so many new things. It's a new community in this format where I myself have been a stylist for 21 years, now product developer, and somebody who is a trichologist who really has a level of understanding about hair care, how to get it to grow, and it has pushed me on off to being able to start my hair care line, which is a vegan, cruelty-free line, to be able to take care of people's hair in a healthy manner. Like, that was something that was really, really near and dear to me. And now that it's out and it's doing extremely well, we actually opened August 1st in Soho, New York. So I'm so excited about that. I'll be sharing that information of where you can actually find the product. And then also too, we are available online at walmart.com, also to amazon.com, and then also too, of course, my favorite hub is restorerxbeauty.com. So I wanted to, again, share with you how to get this and then give you some quick tips. So if you are right now catching this on the replay, please below put hashtag replay. So therefore, we will definitely know that you are replaying it. You're finding great information on these tutorials and also too on videos. So I want to drive right on in and I want to talk to you about what this is going to be. Again, this is the look where it has soft waves. You know, I know a lot of people don't necessarily have a whole bunch of time in the morning to be able to get going, or they want to be able to create a look, and maybe you're like low on time, you know, and you need to know how to do that. I always tell people choose low fuss hairstyles. You know, you want to base your hairstyle based upon your lifestyle. So even though things may be really, really nice and cute, you always want to ask yourself, like, what is, or ask the stylist that you're working with, or even too, if you're somebody who's doing a tutorial, you're doing looks like this, like, do I have that amount of prep time in the morning to be able to get it done? If not, you know, maybe you may want to shift that. Maybe it's just a vacation style. You know, you want to figure those things out so therefore you can keep up your investment. If you're wearing an extension, if you've gotten a chemical, you know, whatever you've done, you want to make sure that you're not just getting the style. You're also too looking at what's the regimen, what's that upkeep. So what's important in being able to get that morning style, and this is what I'm doing right now. Like, I just recently got home from being at the salon today, and this is what I do. I normally come in my bathroom. I'm about to do my skincare routine, which is to prep my skin at night. I do it in the morning time and in the evening time. I am on all women about that, about having a skincare routine. It is really important, as well as a hair care routine that you do in the morning and the evening time. It's not just, you know, let me put a bonnet on my head. You know, you want to have some things that you're able to do that keep your hair healthy. Again, if you're wearing an extension and you want to keep that investment up, so therefore you can get up in the morning. So I'm going to show you, hey, Benitra, if I see your name popping on up, I'm saying, hey. So I want to show you how it is to get this look. It's a soft, you know, wavy look. It's heatless styling. How to get this for in the morning time, okay? So I'm going to show you there's only a few things that I do in the evening time, because I know, like even tomorrow, I have a quick Zoom in the morning and I got to get out the door, that I don't have the time. Hey, Charmaine! I don't have the time, you know, I got to go. So the only thing that you're going to need for this look is Marula Souffle, which is our, this right here is a moisture cream. I get questions about how to use it. It's a moisture cream. It can be used for your edges. It can be used for your hair. If you find yourself where you have dry scalp, it's Marula Souffle. Hey, babe. It's if you see, it's the souffle, because I want you to even see the consistency of it. It's super nice and thick, you know, for the hair, and it's moisture. We should not, listen, ladies, you should not, I miss you too. You should not be using oil on your scalp. Using oil on your scalp clogs your sebaceous glands in your scalp. So if you're looking to grow your hair and you're clogging that scalp health is imperative to hair growth. So what usually the hair needs when it's dry is moisture. It needs water. I know some of this may be, I even talk to my clients sometimes and they go, I've not heard that before. I was like, I understand, but being that here I am to give you the proper information, about how you're seeing, me taking off these installs, or you see me doing these shampoos and people's hair is constantly growing. Well, it's growing due to that knowledge and also to that regimen too as well. So when I formulated this, I wanted something that had a nice balance of H2O. It has argan, marula oil, and also vitamin E, which are also all growing hair principles. So I wanted to put it into a cream format too as well. So if you see, it's super easy. I'm showing you like the beauty lid that's on this one. A nice soft cream consistency where you could use it for multiple reasons. You can also leave it in the hair as a deep conditioning treatment. Is excellent for people who have dry hair, and you need to be able to keep it moisturized, right? Vegan product. Everything that I have is all vegan and cruelty free. Then the second thing that you're going to need is our Nourish oil, and I'm going to share with you some things as I'm starting to use it. Our Nourish oil is not the same. I share with people, not all products are created the same. So even though you see them, say for instance, you're looking at a product and it's telling you it has argan oil in it. Well, what you don't see is maybe how much of a percentage is actually used. So you may not be getting the actual principles of that oil. So for me, even in working in the business as long as I have, I was like, I want something that's pure because I absolutely love argan. I mixed it in with marula, and then also vitamin E. Do your research, Google and look at the ingredient list that's in the actual product. You're going to see like, wow, so I got 2 principles that's growing my hair. I can still keep my hair great. I don't have to use a whole bunch of heat like on this particular style. And I can have great hair. See, those are the things that you want. You want to still be able to get up and go, but to be in a protective style, protect your hair, make sure it's healthy, because I'm not just speaking to extensions. To have that, you got to make sure in that protective style that you're actually being protective. So in order to be protective in a style, you have to make sure that you're actually taking care of your scalp and your hair too as well. So these are the only 2 products that I'm going to use to get this look. Then what you're going to have is you need our brush. This is Restoration's detangling brush. I also love doing a scalp invigoration with the brush. I love to brush my extensions, my long hair, my natural hair, detangle. I love it because it's a multi-purpose brush. And then also you need our silk wrap. This right here is for your edges. And I'm going to show you because even today I was talking and she was telling me that my client today was saying she can never get her silk scarf to be able to stay on. So I'm going to show you that too as well. And then you need a bonnet. So I just showed you the things that you need, for this individual style. So again, it's all in your nighttime prep. It's what you do at night so you can get up early, have a short period to get out. So I'm going to show you how to be able to do this. So for me, usually when I come on in, I know, and I'm looking in the mirror too as well, like I know where I want my part to be set. So this is already set. What you want to do is set yourself in detail of where you want your part to go. Then what you want to do is you want to make sure now we're going to go and we're going to coat out and we're going to moisturize those edges. Now, when you're using a highly concentrated product, what I want you to think about is how if you're someone who uses what's your favorite perfume? Drop it in the comments for me. Drop down what your favorite perfume is. For me, I love good old Coach. I'm sponsored by Burberry, so I absolutely love Burberry. I have some Tom Ford in here. I love Dior too. Where the heck is my Dior? I absolutely love Dior. I'm looking at I have a carousel that's in here. I'm like, where's my Dior? So these are things that I love. Now I want you to compare that to some of your body sprays that maybe you're using. What's the difference? If you notice, it may be highly, like you may smell it a long time. Oh, cashmere mist. I totally forgot about Donna cashmere mist. Love that. And I don't even know how. That was my first fragrance that I absolutely loved. But now I got a whole bunch of plethora and I forgot my baby. She said the girls got it. They do. I promise you. I was looking for my liner this morning and my daughters had it. So back to what I was saying. So when you think about those perfumes that you use and versus maybe a regular body spray, they last longer. They, you have them on you. Oh, Marc Jacobs. Hey, Shauna. I forgot about Marc Jacobs and I haven't got that in a minute. Let me start reading these comments because I'm going to be over here thinking about something else instead of doing my hair. So when you think about that, that to me was what was in my mind when I was creating this product is I wanted something that was going to last. I didn't have to use a whole bunch of it and I would have it for time. So even when people get these jars, like a lot of our products last for at least 2 months. Now I'm starting to hear y'all tell me about 3 and 4 with this jar just because like a little goes a long way. So usually what I do, you get your beauty lid that's on your product. For me, I kind of scoop a little onto the lid. I kind of scoop a little bit. I'm trying to get the lighting. It won't show right. Ain't that funny? There we go. So I scoop a little bit onto the lid and I usually am holding. So I'm actually doing my real nighttime routine. I go right before my hairline. Now you can you can push this into your hair. It's like how much moisture do you want? Or is your hair super dry? Like if your hair was super dry, mine is not. I've been doing this every night. Maybe when I first started some stuff it was, but not really. I don't need a whole bunch that's in my hair. So I start on out and I'm placing it in the hairline and then I'm going to, and if you notice, I'm right before the hairline and I'm going to show you why in a second. Because what I find sometimes is people's product application actually causes them an additional buildup on their scalp, buildup in their hair, it's flaking in the hair just by not understanding like how to actually properly apply the product too. That's important. So if you see, I'm right here on my shaft. Now, do I mean by saying that, hey, Tracy, don't pour it in my hair? No, if you are someone that has dry hair, keep going and smoothing it into your individual edges. For me, I've been doing this all week. My hair is super hydrated. I want to keep it hydrated. It's hot outside. You can scorch your hair by heat, guys. Sometimes it's not just a flat iron. It can actually be the heat that's beaming down on your hair as well. And you have to protect that hair. So this is what I'm showing you is a regimen. A regimen is one that is completed consistently over time. It's not just when I first got my hair done or when I think about it. A regimen over time, like that's how I'm only able to use this much. But if you start on out, you may need, a bit more, you may need a little bit less. The reason why you're basing that is based upon your hair's porosity level. Porosity is the ability for it to absorb moisture. So if you find your hair is super dry, use more, on your hair. This is something that you're going to do at night, not necessarily in the morning. I can do it in the morning, but remember, we want to have a short morning. So this is why I'm doing it at night to apply that moisture into my hair. And I'm going to talk to you about the bonnet selection choices in which you use too as well, which is important to keep the moisture. So now what I'm going to do, now that I had this in here, I'm going to actually take my brush. So if you see, I'm going to come close. And it is not an edge tamer, but when your hair is dry and it needs some moisture, it does tend to lay down. I've even done this to women that we asked you earlier this morning, like, what's your texture of hair? I've done this to women that have 4, 3, 2, relaxed. It doesn't matter. These vegan products were formulated to work with multiple textures. What I want to do in this group is increase the conversation there is no such thing, let me lean closer to you, about treating your hair based upon ethnicity. It has everything to do with your texture of hair. So even when I speak to you and I share with you how to take care of your hair, you're going to hear a lot about textures. This doesn't work well for tight textured hair, or this is really good for wavy hair. This is how you want to do it based upon your porosity. So I'm really going to do a very good job of teaching you how to understand like where you should be based upon your texture. Me right now, I have more of a wavy texture of hair. I do have a chemical. I have a chemical relaxer in my hair, but one of the things that I always share, you should not be relaxing your hair too straight. That is the reason why a lot of people have lost hair due to chemical, because of the improper application of the chemical. So therefore their hair is constantly breaking. But relaxed hair, natural hair, wavy hair, colored hair all needs moisture. So being that my hair is in that pattern, I don't need as much. However, if I was a texture 4, like prior to, like I'm not putting any more chemical in my hair for the rest of the year. So as my hair starts to shift back into that tighter texture, I'm going to need more. I'm going to need more moisture, because more of your tighter textures of hair tend to be, that's not everybody, but they tend to not, they tend to have more of your lower porosity where they don't absorb moisture as much. Okay. So now what I'm doing, I'm moving on up. I'm brushing on through. Now, if you're somebody who's on here and you looking for some hair growth, everything in here, every product that I have has those principles. But there's some things in which you need to know to do to get your hair to grow. Hair grows from the inside out. There is not a topical alone you're going to be able to use to get your maximum benefit of a growth, okay? You also, too, it's about the vitamins in which you're taking. Then also, too, adding additional stimulation. This is something I like to do in the morning time, in the evening, because I'm a person. How many of y'all is serious about y'all edges? I ain't trying to buy nobody else's edges. I need my own edges. So being that that's the case, in the morning and in the evening time, I'm usually like in my hairline, adding stimulation, adding blood circulation and flow back to the hair. Now, I'm not going to do this as long as I normally do it. I want to say I'm usually in here probably for about 2 to 3 minutes, sometimes 5, depending on the level of stress of the day in which I've had. Sometimes it's 5 minutes, and I'm really bringing the blood flow back into that area. So if you find you're somebody who has a thinning area, like I had thinning areas in here, not taken care of during COVID, laying down, doing way too much, and I've been able to bring them back by utilizing, the Restore product line. And then also, too, these things that I'm showing you right now. So once you finish and you have your hair brushed, okay? Now what you're going to do, go through and kind of, if you have any tangles, I don't think I do, but I'm just going through and detangle your hair for this next process, okay? So I usually take my hair, I part it down the middle, if you see. So I usually part it down the middle and bring them and lay them towards the front of my hair. Then what you're going to do, I'm actually all done with Marula Souffle. So you see how little I had to use? And you see how moisturized my hair is right now? It's super hydrated, has water in the product that is necessary to not have oily hair. Oil has a different purpose for it. I will discuss that on another tutorial, but I didn't want my hair oily. I wanted it hydrated and moisturized, which is different. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take the Nourish oil. So what you're going to do, here is another thing that I want you to learn about proper product distribution. You have the most amount of your hair in the back of your head, not the front of your head. So usually when I see people, even on YouTube videos, at home, sharing what they're doing, they'll take their product and they immediately go right to the front of the head. And do not. Let me tell you why. That is the thinnest area of your head. And it doesn't have the most amount of hair. So usually that big glob in which you have, and you starting at the very front, you're overloading that hairline follicle. And that's not the proper application for a product. So proper application, I'm even going to show you how much oil is used. The serum is used, and there's a difference between serums and oils. We're going to talk about them. So the serum is an oil serum is used to be able to use into the hair. So if you see we have this pump, I usually pump out about this much. And guess what? This is it. This is all that you're going to need. So I go through here. I rub it into my hand until it's gone. Like it's in my hand, but it's everywhere in my hands. Then what you want to do is go through underneath. Usually people tangle in their nape of their neck because this is where you sweat. This is where all the hair gathers. So this is an area around this nape that can start, even if it's your natural hair, that can start to tangle for you. So you go through the back. You take the majority of your product through the back of your hair because that's where you have the most of your hair. So if you notice too, my hands are going through my hair. This is important. I don't care what length you have, is you want to make sure that you're properly getting all the product throughout your hair. So I'm going through, and I also, look at my hands. I still have product on my hand. My hair, I get this question all the time. You know, myself and my team, is this product oily? It is not. Serums tend to not be oily. If you're somebody who gets facials, typically in the middle of that facial, you will notice that they may give you a vitamin C serum, you know, other different types. I can't even think of the name of the other one. Glycolic serums. So if they're using serums on your face, it's because the skin is the largest muscle of the body and it will inject into that area. Serums have been pressed down. They're super, super fine. They help you to tame flyaways. They help to smooth the hair shaft. You know, they help you to be able to make sure you also too and nourish. It helps to protect against that sun. So usually even when I'm outside, I'm really like even though I'm doing this at night, sometimes I'll put, if it's like 90 something, it's real hot outside, I may just do just a small little dab at the actual top of my hair too as well to protect that hair from being sun scorched. So now, once you've put this product in, you are not done. I even have to, I share this with some of my clients too as well. When I see them doing it, I'm like, now show me what you're doing so I can correct you so I can help you with how to get the most out of what you have. And if you notice, that's all I'm using. Then what you want to do is take your restoration brush and you take the brush and you brush through the hair. The reason why you're doing this is because you're pushing your serum. Look how healthy the hair looks. You're pushing this serum through the hair and you're evenly distributing it. When you just put it on in, there could be areas that got too much pocket, or some area that didn't catch it at all. So once you go through and you put your serum in, you want to brush it through the hair to no tangles. That's important. Usually, even though you're watching this right now, I'm explaining, usually this is probably about 5 minutes for me that I'm able to do. I'm taking a little bit longer because I'm taking you along with me. Yes, you can see the difference. Benisha's saying you can see the difference with this short amount. Yes, look at this. That short amount. And I usually even too make sure, like even on my palms, I'll go through and sometimes just to make sure I have it all off, I'll rub it to the ends of the hair. Because y'all know how we feel about our ends being dry. I'll rub the extra off and then I'm actually done. Okay, so now what you're going to do after you finished here, you are actually almost done. Okay, so now what you're going to do, and you don't have to stay, we're actually going to braid these two sections of the hair. So we got that part and this is here, we're going to braid. You don't have to worry about, some people go, I don't know how to braid cornrows or hair. As long as you know how to actually do a braid, it doesn't have to be flat down onto the head. What you're doing is actually creating that texture blend in which you see. So usually what I do is I go over here and it depends. Do you want it high? Do you want it in the middle? Do you want it at the bottom? Like where do you want your waves to actually go? So for me, I usually like, especially since I do wear an extension, I like my hair to stay flat in this area so I don't start a braid. But if you're somebody who wants the extra lift in this area and you want to braid in this area, you're going to start up higher. For me, I start down right here. So what I'm going to do is take this area and I'm going to start to braid my hair. So I'm lifting, if you see, and I'm just going down and braiding it down close to my, it's like kind of close to my head, but it's kind of on top of it too as well. And it's so funny why I can't talk and concentrate. so I'm braiding it down. I know why, because this is my actual style for in the morning. I'm like, hold on real quick. This is actually what I'm wearing in the morning. So I want to make sure everything is right. And I'm making sure even too, as I'm braiding this, that I'm keeping my edges, laid. I've already, used my marula souffle, held down those edges. So I'm just making sure that it stays, and I'm going to show you why after I finish. So thank you, Irene. We are talking about, she just said, my hair looks great. What am I using? I've used marula souffle. Definitely go back. Press the replay. I've given some great drops about hair care in here. I use marula souffle around my hairline. And then I also, too, use Nourish Argan Oil Serum in my hair shaft. I brushed it through. And now what they're looking at me doing is actually just braiding down my hair in that part. So now I'm just braiding it. Now I've grabbed it. I like to do this. I cannot see my hair the other way, so I'll kind of flip my wrists around a little bit. And you do want to keep, this area kind of tight. The reason why you're keeping it tight and there's no space in the braid is because this is where the oil is going to start working. The serum, the argan serum, is going to start working. It's an argan oil serum, but I'm trying to make sure I'm careful because I do have an oil, and I'm telling you they're not the same. So here I'm braiding and I'm keeping it tight. You're welcome, babe. I'm keeping it tight. Like every time I close it, I'm just making it tight. The reason being is this is what's creating your texture, your wave in your hair. This can be done on an extension. This can be done on your natural hair. It doesn't matter, what you're doing it on. This can definitely create that look that you've seen that I posted earlier of how my hair was wavy. I decided to do this tutorial because as I came into the salon today, everybody was like, oh, how'd you get that? What hair is that? How did you do that? And I'm like, it's not the hair, it's the texture. So usually people think that when they're wearing texture hair, here's a great tip. Wearing texture hair, especially like curly, that they're just going to wash it and wear. No, ma'am. There is a routine that's going to get your curls like that or get them defined. And that's what I shared in the beginning of the video, is you always want to know what the care regimen is when selecting a style. For me, this time, I love curly hair, I love straight hair, I love wavy hair. I determined to get wavy hair this time because I actually wanted less maintenance than I was working with the curly hair, and I was giving myself a relaxer, so I made a shift and a change, and I wanted less time in the morning. I'm doing more Zooms in the morning. I got more business stuff going on, so I just did not want to work with that, any longer, and I was fine. I needed a break. I needed some wavy hair. So when you get to the end of the bundle, so it depends on, do you want it tight at the bottom or kind of straight? I like that straight look. So if you see, I've got it kind of down here and I'm leaving this area out. And I'm going to leave that braid. Guess what? I'm 50% done. So now what I'm going to do, and again, keep your edges, your area, and for in the morning time, you want to keep these laid. So they've already been moisturized. Look at that. They're already moisturized. You want to keep it that way. So you take that into consideration as you're doing your braids. So I've already done one. I'm going to move that behind me. Now for me, I'm a tucker. Like I like to tuck my hair like this when I'm talking and when I'm working. So I'm taking that into consideration. So wherever you want your height, say for instance you want it up here, you're going to start up here. You can start both braids up this high. I don't. I like it to be straight, wavy, and then straight again at the end. So this is how you're determining how you want the style. For me, being that I know that I'm a tucker, right here, I'm going to start that braid right in that area. So therefore, it's not too much texture in that area. So I'm going to go behind me a little bit. I'm grabbing the hair and I'm starting the braid right where I want it to go. So actually, I always feel like I'm doing my hair because, again, I don't have time. I get up. I, have a meditation routine in the morning. I usually take my vitamins in the morning. I start off with water. I usually listen to my personal development in the morning. This is all while I still have my bonnet on my head. I take my shower. I deal with my skin. And then I start to do my hair. My hair is usually the last thing that I'm doing. I'll do my makeup first too as well. And then I usually take my hair straight on out, whatever style I'm looking to do. So I'm just showing you this wavy one. I usually take my hair out of the bonnet. I myself I believe I shampoo my hair once a week. And I I only use heat on my hair once a week. So this is still the same heat that I had at the beginning of the week on my leave out. And the only way that it's staying like this is because of what I'm doing at night. So if you find yourself, you're fussing in the morning time, you know, I go right to every person. I say, well, what are you doing at night? You know, how are you setting your hair so when you get in the morning, you can go? Because this is where you're going to be successful right here with your morning style is what you do at night. So again, if you're taking a look, you see how I'm closing that, and I'm braiding it pretty tight, not loose. The reason why I'm braiding it tight is to create that texture in the hair. If you do a loose braid for a loose texture, you're gonna lose it. Like when you wake up in the morning, it's gonna be messy all over your head, and you won't have that soft wave pattern that you're looking for because you braided it too loose. So I am creating some tension in here. I'm not pulling hard, but I'm just making sure it's not a loose braid. Oh, okay, I'm gonna knock my stuff over. Okay, so I'm making sure it's not a loose braid. So now I'm going through. I'm almost close to the end. And remember, I shared with you, I like my hair flat at the top, and I wanted that stringy look at the bottom. Now, in the event that you wanted it all the way to the end, just keep braiding all the way to the end so you have no hair. You know, no more hair that's left out of the braid. So you would be braiding all the way down so you can have texture. For me, I like that little, it's just a look that I like. I don't like it that tight at the end. So that's a personal preference. Me personally, I've already shared, I don't want it. So now I went down as far as I could, and then I'm going to leave this here. Now I'm prepped up. And I'm done. You see those ends that are like that? I'm leaving them that way. Now remember, I've already done the Nourish oil that's on them. You know, so those ends are nice and healthy. And I get questions about like, how often am I supposed to use serum? You're supposed to use serum every day. I hear the things sometimes about, well, I don't want product buildup or it's leaving something in my hair. Guys, everything has a buildup. That's why you're using concentrated products where you don't have to use as much. But that's how you know it's time to clean your hair. But you have to, your hair is a fiber. And so if you're not moisturizing or protecting those fibers, they're going to break off. They're going to be brittle. They're not going to be these healthy heads of hair in which you see. So that's why it's imperative. I didn't even say important. That's why it's imperative to have a daily and an evening routine. It doesn't have to take you all day. You know, that's why I said, make sure you pick something that fits your lifestyle, because I don't have that type of time at night and the morning time. Even now, they like, you got to do a live. When I came in, I said, listen, it ain't going to take me that long. I'm about to go down here and me and my husband are about to watch something together. Power down my phone. You know, hey, self-care ain't just taking care of your face, your skin, and your hair. It's also too taking care of hair. So I'm about to go have my family time powered down. There is no business. I get asked that question all the time. Like, how do you get it all done? It's all in scheduling and keeping things in certain compartments and making sure that those things that are imperative and important to you have a place and a time frame in your life. When they have a time, like, you know, you turn off at 9 o'clock, you know, you go to bed at this time, you know, you prep your hair, guess what? They're going to get done because you've given it a place in your life. Just by saying it, it's not going to happen. You know, it has to have a place. Well, I do this at night. I do this in the morning. You know, that's how people lose weight. You know, when I lost a whole bunch of weight, people are like, how you do it? Everything had a place and a time. And I wanted you to hear that and ingest that and say, it's okay. You know what? What's my routine going to be is what I want you to come out of here. How am I going to make my life easier in the morning and at night? You know, how am I going to do that? So now what we're going to do, last two things I showed you, and I do not understand how I took this glass. I have a glass. I got so much stuff set on up. I always say this is my setup for success. I got my perfumes, I got my skin, my hair, my makeup. I feel so girly when I'm in my bathroom because I just have everything set up, you know, for me. So now what we're going to do, like I said, I get this question all the time. How the heck do you wrap this scarf so it do not come off, right? So pay attention. And I'm going to move slow. Okay, so I'm going to take my braids and push them to the back of my hair because I'm done. This is it, y'all. This is it. So Now what I'm going to do is take here. I'm going to lay it. Remember, we had those edges laying down. So have them where you want them. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is take the scarf and I'm laying it flat and tight and taut on my head. You're going to go underneath the bottom of your hair and crisscross over. I did not tie a knot. I did not tie a knot. So I'm going to take here. Then you're welcome. She said, now time to put it in practice. Yeah, let go. So now what we're going to do is take here, and then you see how you have it's tight around the edge. So if you tie it here, it could potentially get loose, start shifting and moving around on the head. So I'm taking the tight and then I'm crossing it back over through the top of my hair. Now I'm tying it tight. And I tie 2 loops and I pull that knot, and then I usually tuck these 2 under. And then I take and slide back on over my ear. This sucker tight. You see how I can't even move it? It is not going anywhere. So that one tie, I was sharing with somebody, I share all the time, but I was sharing that one tie and just tie it down at the bottom is too loose for your head when you're sleeping and you're shifting and you're moving. And this doesn't hurt. I just tied it different, so therefore it holds. And then also too is holding the nape in the bottom of my hair too as well. So that area all around is laying nice. And if you see that, and flat to my head. Okay. Then what you're going to do, and this is super cute and quick, is you're going to take these 2 tails. See how long mine are? So yours may be shorter. It could be longer. You're going to take these 2. And I'm going to turn around and I'm going to show you how you're actually going to put it into a bun. Now, you're not going to clip it or anything. You're going to literally take the hair and flip it around into a bun. So what you're doing is taking the 2, grabbing them together. You're going to take them and place it into a bun in your hand. And I usually hide those 2, and that's it. Then what you're going to do is take your bonnet. It's important when you're getting a bonnet, those ones that scrunch up around the hair, I typically don't get those because those can shift and move. I like the ones that are softer, or, you see how this area is around the hair? It's nice and flat. You can find one of these at Walgreens. They're like $2.99, $3.99, depending on where you live. So if you see, I'm still holding these pieces. Now what I'm going to do is flip my hair to the back and take the bonnet, flip it like I'm lifting it on up. So I'm going to show you something. It's important that you kind of lift it up high. The reason being is if you just try to slip it and slide it on, your hair at the top was laying flat, and you want to make sure it still stays flat when you put the bonnet on. So I'm lifting it on up, and I'm even feeling in my hair and making sure it's flat. And then I'm sitting this piece on top of here. Now that's it. You done? You ready for bed? For me, I'm about to, as I end this live, I'm about to do my face. I'm about to scrub my face. I'm about to take off my lashes, just prep my skin for bed. Prior to laying down, I do lay your hair. It's important not to be in a cotton scarf. I see it all the time, even in the gym. When your hair is in cotton, and your hair is a fiber. So I want you to, let's put the hair, your hair. So you're using cotton, your hair is a fiber. Let's put that to the side. Let's think about what cotton does. Think about what cotton looks like when it's laying at the bottom of a basket. Or what does it do? It usually draws out a lot of moisture. So if you're using cotton on your hair, or you sleeping on a cotton pillowcase, even in your own skin, like something that's really important to me in my 40s is making sure that I preserve this skin. Because guess what? It's not going to get better without no help. It's going to go in the other direction. And people say black don't crack, or such and such don't crack. It crack. So being that I know that it does, it's like about preserving it. So drinking water, taking those vitamins, taking off your makeup at night. Refresh. I'm looking for it now. I moved it away. Where the heck did my refresh go? Well, I have this one that's in here that I usually kind of pour. Here it is, down in my scalp. But on my refresh, when I'm washing my face, After I finish washing my face, I usually, before I apply any of my facial serums, my vitamin C, my hydrating serum before I go to bed, like my nighttime routine, I usually spray Hydrate. Hydrate is something that you can use on the face and you can also use on the scalp. Why? Because the scalp is an extension of the face, the skin. It's still the skin going into the scalp. So when I formulated this one, this takes off my makeup amazing. This, it tones the face. It's an antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant product that I'm able to use on my scalp as well as my face. So I usually spray my face down and then I apply my serums at night, and then I go to sleep on a satin pillowcase with satin scarf with a satin bonnet. What that's doing too as well, that's silk. So I'll tell you, do not work out. If you want to attract water in your hair and moisture in your hair, do never wear a silk nothing on your hair while you're working out. Because if you do that, you're going to attract moisture. But guess what? The beautiful thing is happening while you're asleep is you're moisturizing. As you use that marula souffle on the edges and you've tied down your hair, you're moisturizing and keeping the moisture. You're locking it into your hair. So this is why, if you're doing, just imagine your hair is a fiber. I've been adding moisture every night. I'm putting silk on it. I'm taking care of it every single day. Guys, with consistent use in this product line, you are going to change your hair. You are going to look like all of these befores and afters in which I'm showing, where people ask me, well, how are they getting it? They're using it in a consistent format. The formula is already there. The product is there for you. All you got to do is use it and do it in a consistent format. And you're going to notice your hair shaft starting to change. You're hearing this from somebody who's been doing this for a long period of time, understanding how hair grows and how those follicles are. And it usually starts to shift and change when you have a routine, So setting your routine is different, important in accordance to what style you're wearing. But I wanted to show you tonight how to get these waves, right? How you can wake up and have this 5-minute hair, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a selfie tomorrow and be able to show you, how it is. I just took this on out and I got these amazing waves in the morning time. My hair is nice and moisturized. I'm protecting my investment. A lot of my extension people who've been wearing it, y'all can drop it down in the comment. People have had it 5 years. I have some 6-year bundles, 4-year bundles. I'm using great product and great product together. Man, it's a great investment to be able to take care of yourself. I always say we deserve it, right? So I thank y'all for tuning on in. Again, if you're just tuning on in, please go down below and press #replay. A lot of you all have been inviting your friends, for this education. I see y'all been commenting on these amazing hairstyles and haircuts. No, I have taught a lot of people. I've worked with a lot of people. I used to work for big companies. And sometimes I'm just shining work. Give it a try. Sometimes I'm just shining the work of somebody in which I see, and I'm asking you all questions. And yes, sometimes it's my work too as well. This group is it's not about me as a stylist. It's about me helping you with hair care, making sure that you can get and achieve some of these things and, be able to learn. I do have clients in here, customers in here, and also some people who are just wanting that knowledge about how to take care of their hair better. So if you have any questions, post them below. Even if you have some tutorial ideas, right? So say for instance, you're like, hey, I want to do this. We're going to have some guests. There are 4 moderators in this group. There's myself. There is Lene, there is Eugene, and then there is Danielle. There are 4 people that are moderating in this group, and we are doing our absolute best to bring you content, to bring you, answers to your questions, to make sure that we're here to help you. So, hey, if you have an idea and you're like, hey, I want to know how to take care of my edges, ask it. Use #AskTrayceMadré. You want to know how your hair is dry. How do you deal with that? My hair is breaking off. How do I deal with that? What do I do with my edges? Anything you're thinking in regards to hair care, self-care, beauty, please post them in the group. We definitely want to be able to help you. So I see Jen has already said, I'm trying that tonight. Let me know if you try some of this stuff too. Hey, post it in the group and let me know you tried this tutorial and this is how it came on out. I love to cheer you on. It makes me so happy to see when people's hair is growing and, even too, just to see the smile on y'all faces and how it shifts and how it goes different, that does a lot for me. Even when people are asking for certain problems and things, that's what I go to work with the chemist, and we start creating products, that are helping to take care of. We have a new one coming on out based upon some things that were being asked and we respond. So we saw from you all. So I just want you to know I'm listening. I'm here. I have a great ball of energy because I absolutely love what I do. I love helping. I love, self-care and beauty. So good night, everybody. I truly appreciate you tuning on in. Again, tag some of your friends on in here. Say, hey, take a look at this. Let's try this tonight. Let's get these waves. Let's shorten up this time in the morning because I ain't got time. All right. Talk to you all later. Bye-bye.